My name's April Lang, and today we are going to make lemon bread tea cakes. So in preparation for this quick bread, I have prepared a tea cake pan with vegetable shortening and then floured so they don't stick. So put that over by the oven. I have preheated my oven to 325, and I have a yellow scoop, which is about the size that they're going to need to be, so I can scoop into my pan and get a consistent measure on that so they bake evenly so they're all the same. Then I have in my KitchenAid bowl here, I have 3/4 cups butter, 1.5 cups sugar, and I'm going to cream that with the paddle. So my butter is pretty soft, so I don't have to cream it too long. I do kind of want it light and fluffy for the best texture of the bread. And if you have room temperature butter, that's what you get. Light and fluffy. Makes all the difference. Cold ingredients tend to seize up and make your batter weird, and definitely prefer room temperature ingredients. Not melted butter. Not melted butter. Just soft. You don't want the oil to separate from the cream or the milk portion of the butter. I'm going to whip it good. Whip good. Whip good. That's a great song. All right. So it almost turns white when it's really, really nice and fluffy. Kind of where you want it. And at this point, if I didn't have everything staged, I would probably move on to something else and work on something else while this is creaming really well. Or I would finish staging the rest of my ingredients. So I'll just tell you what the rest of my ingredients are. I have 3 eggs. These are farm fresh eggs, fresh from my chickens. And I have 3/4 cup buttermilk. And I have 2 and 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of lemon zest in the bread. Oh, see, this fluffed up really nice just while I was telling you about my ingredients. See how it's almost white? That's exactly where you want it to be. So, and the reason it creamed up so nice so quickly is because my ingredients were at room temperature. All right. Beautiful. I have a friend who tells me that when she was a kid, she remembers sitting in her grandma's kitchen, scooping butter on her finger, and then dipping it in sugar and eating it that way. So that's essentially what this is, which I'm sure she would love. Okay, now I'm going to put my eggs in one at a time, and then once it starts to incorporate, I'm going to beat it. Beat it! Beat it! I don't know what he says after that, so I just make it up. It's amazing how many songs you can relate to baking when you're mixing stuff, ingredients. Beat it! Yeah, beat it! Excuse me. Let's go wash my hands. And my these fresh eggs really make a beautiful color. I mean, especially in something like lemon where you need the yellow color, kind of, to help. It's just pretty. It's just pretty. I'll show you my batter. like that is because I want to emulsify the eggs and the sugar and the butter. I'm trying to get that emulsified reaction out of the combination. Because when I add my buttermilk, it's possible that my mixture is going to separate, which is what I'm trying to avoid. So the stronger my emulsion is, the stronger my batter will be in the end when I have all of the buttermilk, the acids added to it. It'd be great. Okay. So this is what my batter looks like after my eggs are incorporated. Just get a scoopy full. Alright. I scrape a lot. I like to scrape, make sure all my ingredients are incorporated really well. And you get more consistent product that way. See? Yellow. It's beautiful. And it's emulsified. It's lovely. I love this bread recipe. It came out of a cookbook that my great-grandmother gave me years ago that she and her church developed, which is just absolutely adorable. I love it. Okay, so at this point I'm going to add in my lemon zest because I just have all that fat in there. And so I'm going to add my flavoring, which is essentially just the zest at this point. I'm going to add that right now, just on a low stir here. And this batter is great. You can add just about anything you want to it. At the end, of course, after you add all the flour, you don't want to overmix it. But you could add nuts to it, which add a nice texture to a lemon bread. I personally just like lemon bread with a nice lemon glaze. Simple, classic, traditional, beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to add my wet and dry alternately. I'm going to start with my wet ingredients. So I'm going to add about half of the buttermilk. I love buttermilk in baking. I love what it does to the finished product. So when I pour it in, I'm mixing it just until it's incorporated. And then I'm going to add some of my flour mixture. You need a scoopy. Or you need your scoopy. Okay, so that's about half of the flour mixture. So I'm going to add that in just until it's incorporated because I don't want to overmix this because it is a quick bread. I want that muffin-like quick bread texture. So the rest of my buttermilk goes in. Yes, yes. Oh, delicious. Stir that up a little bit. Oh, the mixer's feeling a little crazy. And the rest of my flour. I don't want it to spill out of the bowl, so I'm going slow. So we're all mixed up. And I am going to scrape the bowl and then hand mix a little bit because once again we don't want to overmix this batter. So I can fold in the sides and the bottom, scrape around the nipple of the bowl. Just scrape around it and give it a little stir. Okay? Wait, let's get a good glop of it. That's my lemon bread batter. I love it. So at this point, I'm going to grab my pan. scoop, which is a number 20. Excuse me. And then I'm going to do a level scoop. See, it's level. Kind of see it's level. And I always clean it off with my finger. Do not be afraid to touch the raw dough. It will not hurt you. And this dough is so light and wonderful. It's fluffy. And it scoops just beautifully. And these make great, it's a great suggestion instead of like cupcakes or something. They're kind of cupcakes, but they don't have the little paper wrapper. And then we'll glaze them afterwards, after they bake. So, I'm gonna pop these in the oven. I have the pan on a tray so that my bases, which will be my tops, don't brown too much. So I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. And we'll see where we're at there. But while those are baking, I'm going to make the glaze that goes on top. So it is 1/3 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice and 1/2 cup of sugar. And give that a little stir and let it dissolve. And then after the tea cakes come out of the oven, we'll glaze them.